Fair use. Daily reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. September 3rd. Building a new life. We feel a man is unthinking when he says sobriety is enough. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 82. When I reflect on step 9, I see that physical sobriety must be enough for me. I need to remember the hopelessness I felt before I found sobriety and how I was willing to go to any lengths for it. Physical sobriety is not enough for those around me. However, since I must see that God's gift is used to build a new life for my family and loved ones, just as importantly, I must be available to help others who want the AA way of life. I ask God to help me share the gift of sobriety so that its benefits may be shown to those I know and love. Courage to Change One Day at a Time in Al-Anon, September 3rd. Before coming to Al-Anon, I had built a lifetime of dreams and promises that were reserved for that one special day called someday. Someday I'll begin or end that project. Someday I'll call that friend with whom I've lost touch. Someday I'll let them know how I feel. Someday I'll be happy. I'm going to take that trip, find that job, speak my mind. Someday, just wait and see. Wait. Just as I waited for the alcoholic to come in from a binge, and for inspiration to bring interesting friends and career opportunities to my doorstep, and for everybody else to change. But Al-Anon has helped me to see that today can be the someday I've always wanted. There isn't enough time in those 24 hours to do everything I've ever hoped to do, but there is time to start making my dreams come true. By asking my higher power for guidance and by taking small steps in the direction of my choice, I will be able to accomplish more than I ever would have thought possible. Today's reminder. Today I will not wait for a blue moon, a rainy day, the 366th day of the year, or someday to accomplish good things in my life. There is a quote from Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, and it reads, "Each indecision brings its own delays, and days are lost lamenting over lost days. What you can do or think you can do, begin it. For boldness has magic, power, and genius in it." Just for today, Daily Meditations for Recovering Addicts, September 3rd. Humility expressed by anonymity. Humility is a byproduct that allows us to grow and develop in an atmosphere of freedom and removes the fear of becoming known by our employers, families, or friends as addicts. Basic text, page 75 and 76. Many of us may not have understood the idea that anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions. We wondered how this could be. What does anonymity have to do with our spiritual life? The answer is plenty. By guarding and cherishing our anonymity, we earn spiritual rewards beyond comprehension. There is great virtue in doing something nice for someone and not telling anyone about it. By the same token, resisting the impulse to proudly announce our membership in NA to the world, in effect, Asking everyone to acknowledge how wonderful we are makes us value our recovery all the more. Recovery is a gift that we received from a power greater than ourselves. Boasting about our recovery as if it were our own doing leads to prideful feelings and grandiosity. But keeping our anonymity leads to humility and feelings of gratitude. Recovery is its own reward. Public acclaim can't make it any more valuable than it already is. Just for today, recovery is its own reward. I do not need to have mine approved of publicly. I will maintain and cherish my anonymity. Today, Emotions Anonymous, September 3rd. Reflection for today. We often take on the problems of the world. We let our feelings of despair overpower us. Life provides many reasons for concern, fear, and depression. Do I want to give up and stay sick by allowing people and situations to instill me with fear, anger, defeat, and hopelessness? At times, watching the news can affect me negatively. I do not have to give in to this. I can choose who and what I listen to. Above all, I can choose what I let affect me. I can choose my lifestyle. I can let go of the negative elements after deciding how I want to react to them. Meditation for today. Help me to remember I am often powerless over my circumstances, what I hear, who I am with, etc. Knowing this, with your help, I can choose how much effect these things and people have on me. Today I will remember to run with the winners when possible. When not possible, don't let the turkeys get me down. Strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics' dysfunctional families. September 3rd. Step 9. Made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. BRB, page 235. Amends can be scary. It's hard having to admit we were wrong or what we did to harm another. We learn that our first amends are to ourselves, but we also must make decisions about when amends to others will harm ourselves or others, or when we're avoiding personal responsibility due to pride. As we recover in ACA, we learn to trust our instincts, but we also need to be sure that the fear we bring from childhood doesn't get pulled into the mix inappropriately. We're adults, and most amends situations we face will put us in very little danger of being physically harmed as we were in childhood. So it's the emotional part we're worried about, whether we can handle what comes back at us. And even though we may not realize it right away, that eventually starts to make the decision of whether or not to make amends easier. After we talk it through with our sponsor and others we trust, we'll know whether the amends are appropriate. If so, we'll decide whether we're strong enough to make them. If not, then we'll wait until we are. It's about keeping our slates clean. The affirmation reads, "On this day I will make amends to myself first. Then I will prepare for my necessary amends to others, which I will do if and when I'm ready." Please share, subscribe, hit the notification button for updates, and like. but most of all, be the you that you are created to be. To remember that you are not alone and that recovery is possible one day at a time.